ask you first.
All right. So I think my first choice is going to be the Rastaman chant. Um, this this album, of course, I said it before. There's a lot of soulful elements that is being used throughout this entire album that are being used. Excuse me. But specifically for this one was dope because this reminded me of like Samonde, you know, very simple, very chill, but like they let the instruments kind of tell you this story and just give you kind of like this simple chorus throughout the entire track. Um, it was definitely chill, definitely relaxed, and it's short, but this was one of my favorite ones because it comes, around the later half of the album and it doesn't try too hard to be like this big standout thing, but it's just really dope. And because it has that connection to Simonde, originally Simonde was based out of Jamaica before moving to London, and to also see that, around that same time this, project was being created or was in its production or released. I just really dug that connection and that familiarity made it something that I cherish throughout my listen. You know,
I love this song. I was actually debating putting this on my list because it is so smooth and
yeah,
it's just like so like it's a great vibe really. It's so simple. I think that's really mostly, if I'm not mistaken, Bunny Wailer more than anything on that
mm,
particular song. I could be wrong. It's not letting me pull it up. Um, it's both of them. It's Bunny and him. I thought it was mostly Bunny though. I could be wrong because it sounded different.
well, it makes sense
While
because isn't that Bob's
living.
voice?
Mm-hmm.
So that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Let me see what it says. It's not saying. Oh well. So yeah. But no, I absolutely love this song. It's a great vibe and it feels spiritual.
Yeah,
It feels spiritual. My son, he did rites of passage recently, and they was doing like the drum stuff and stuff like that, and it really
yeah,
reminded me of like that, like the drum circle and like what that means, like building community and like rhythm and
yeah,
same page. And this felt you could even hear some of the drums in the background. So maybe that's why it reminded me of that. But I
yeah,
absolutely love Rasta Man Chant, and I really think this is an important song because it really ties so much together. Plus, also Rastafarians were ostracized throughout Jamaica
yes,
at this time,
yeah,
and it's not like a norm like it is now. To us, it's more normal than anything, but at the time, this was not the popular thing to do and or be. So it was very revolutionary to put on a Rasta Man chant on what was their biggest album to date. So I absolutely love this song.
right, right. I wonder
Absolutely.
I wonder, like, with so many revolutionary messages on this album, like, I just wonder what was the kind of overall vibe between like Bob Marley and the record label when this was coming out because this sounds dope as shit. And of course, we know what it is now, but back then, before it was even created, I know it had to get through somebody in a suit. I know it had to be something different.
Man,
So it's
I think I was actually thinking about I was reading some stuff on this and like watching some stuff online. It sounds like his this particular label, Alan Blackwell,
yeah,
the white dude, I'm sorry, Chris Blackwell, who worked at Island. It sounded like he was a big Bob Marley and the Wailers fan, and he grew up in Jamaica and then moved to London before he was like younger. So he had a connection to the island and probably the sound, and I think that is what gave them more support because again, this is their sixth album, and they like Bob quit doing music and moved to Delaware and was working in a factory um, for some of this time
yeah,
because he had kids and he was not making no money off of it.
mm,
So I, I would assume based on what people are saying now, everything is different now. But I can only assume based on what was said from that perspective that the label supported him. But I would imagine it had to be some kind of pushback on talking about like how he was talking because yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I agree. I just once again like you when you first listen to it, you're just so enamored by the smoothness of the entire
Hmm.
album, and also it's like reggae and ethnic roots. But when you continuously listen to it, it just seems like small protest chants that just gets in your head, and you might not even know it. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's super dope how like something as smooth as Rasta Man chant can also be something that could be used in the protest. Now we don't know that because we haven't seen any document about that, but to actually just for me to actually listen to something like that, and then like you said, even another connection through his manager going to London, just
Hmm.
that connection to Simonde is definitely real, and with that little tidbit, it just feels even realer with that song. So yeah, that's my number three, man.
Yeah, there was an increase of black people leaving the island, the Caribbeans, and then going to London. Uh, I mean, it
Whoa,
always has been. It always has been because they were a
yeah.
colony of them. So I think that there's always been like a black
Oh,
population um, within some of those different spaces. So yeah, there was always like a back and forth. Like he would go, but Bob Marley would go in between Delaware, where his mom lived, and remarried in London a lot, and he stayed in the Bahamas a little bit
damn,
to
I didn't know
record
that.
and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think the London piece is actually really strong. And I would be surprised if him and if them and Samande didn't do gigs together. I would be really
Right,
curious that if that happened. I would love to know.
right. That would,
Yeah.
oh man, that would have been a hell of a concert though.
Yeah. One of the rumors was they opened up for Sly and the Family Stone, and Sly kicked them off into a certain number into the show because they felt like they was doing such a
Doing
good
too
job.
good.
Yeah, doing too good. Yeah, and kicked them off the
that
tour.
sounds that sounds right. You know what I'm saying? That definitely sounds right.
Yeah.
They were
Speaking
doing
of
shit like
smooth,
that back then.
this actually like is a great segue. My first not my first song, my third favorite song, "Pass It On." It sounds
Mm,
like like a '60s ballad, R&B, soul, Motown esque song, and
yes.
that is where in my opinion, you hear some of the influences from the Motown, the Sam Cooks, the Curtis Mayfields, and I'm sure there was other bands at that time that influenced them. But this really sounds like a soulful Motown song, and I was
Right.
not expecting it. I think you have an expectation for a reggae album, expect what you wanted to hear. But I was really like, oh wow, this sounds like it could be done somewhere in Motown, and it would have fit perfectly in.
Yeah. Yeah. This reminded me of Stir It Up when I heard it. It just like the same kind of BPM, same kind of bass beat, the bass line, but instead of it being used for love, it's used for love in a different way by paying it forward. So that was pretty dope to kind of see how they changed what was originally or reworked kind of like the structure of what was a love song and kind of made it something a little bit more uh uh revolutionary. We're probably gonna use that word a
And
lot tonight.
sometimes the revolutionary piece is just making music that's real and heartfelt. Like
Right.
this is like a black unity song.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is not like a we need to set up and fight the man, or we need to da da da. This is like a the hook says, "Be not selfish in your doings, pass it on. Help your brothers in their needs, pass it on." Like
Pass
this
it
is
on.
not like a we need to go, da 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 da. It's just like, hey, no, we need to build community. We need to do these things. We need to strengthen our connection with each other, and I think that's important for musicians to talk about, and use that part of the revolutionary phase of building and making creating bonds. And it's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. Like I cannot stress enough how smooth it is. Um, I was really blown away because I was like, man, I did not expect this from a reggae. It has some reggae influences, like specifically around like some of the drums and the
Yeah,
backgrounds a little lightly. You can see like a little. They probably use like the drums they normally use, but
yeah,
it sounded, man. I swear to you, it sounded like a. I thought it was like a different album when I first heard. Like, oh wow, what is
yeah,
this? This is the same
yeah,
album. I was like, damn,
yeah,
because it was like, damn, that's short. So, absolutely love this song.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
absolutely love
agree.
this song.
This is one of the songs that made me say, "Yo, this is a soul album with a reggae seasoning to it." Like you could tell that they took elements of like soul and gospel because I get a little bit of gospel from this song. It's just really dope, man, and also like just a simple message, just to like you said, build community, like something that we don't do these days. You know what I'm saying? Everybody being isolated. You know what I'm saying? It still resonates to this time, but yet it's just a song that you could just enjoy, and smile to. And I know there are songs that, that's out here these days that kind of you know, give you that kind of vibe, but to also give you that message, like right there in your face. It's definitely important. And it was probably important back then as well. You are muted, sir.
It's a lot of shit going on in the world, right?
Yeah.
And I truly believe um building community and um the ability to um connect with one another is the only way through it. That's
Mm,
my that's my whatever, right?
yeah.
And I think music is a thread. It's like the guy said it on Sinners, and it's so cheesy. He said on Sinners, and he was like, "This came with us when we got here. They gave us religion, regardless of how you feel. How we practiced it, religion before we came here, whatever was different. All types of religion, whatever your religion is, we know it was rooted in different stuff from before we came here. But how we were given religion when we came here was not the same way religion was before we got here. But what he was saying was like the music is a part of us that we brought this over here with us, the soul within us, and how that is expressed through music and sounds brought that here with us. And I truly believe that, and I think that's a core within us. And I think Bob and the Wailers was happening in some really like communal people first music, and that is why it resonates so well. He says on the second part of Pass It On, he says, let me bring it up. He says, oh damn, because I was singing it and I said, is he saying this or is he saying this? He said the line goes, damn it, come on, twirl faster. Damn. Anyway, it's a part and he's like, pass it on. We don't judge whether it's good or bad. I'm paraphrasing here. We don't judge whether it's good or bad. We just try to do what's right. And I think that is a great perspective on life, man. I can't control what other people do. I can only try to do my best and control what I can control and make the right decision with integrity. That's a deeper introspective look at it. But I think it's with the way that it's displayed, the way that it's being presented, with that love, that background, and the intricacy of sounds, and like the soulfulness of it, and then you sound like it's a beautiful song. I highly recommend everyone listen to it. I love Pass It
Oh
On.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love Pass It On.
Definitely worth the
Yeah.
listen. And definitely the song that kind of caught me off guard. So really good choice. Really good
Mm.
choice.
Thank you,
So
sir.
yeah. Good. No problem. No problem. I digress. Is it my turn now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, my turn. Or my choice is actually going to be "I Shot the Sheriff," but
I shot the sheriff. Hey.
I didn't shoot the deputy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to fuck that up for y'all. I'm sorry. This song, I mean, of course, is a hit. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I chose it. But then also too, like, it was so dope. The fact that they did create something like, first of all, putting the song putting the song out that is saying that you shot the sheriff but you didn't shoot the deputy is already wild. You got to remember back in the 73, this was very radical in some sense, because we most of the time, especially in America, we hold a very cherished respect for our officers, despite some corruption or things that happens within the whole infrastructure. I digress. But for them to put this out back long before out not albums but songs like Chips by Ice T came out, and that,
Hmm.
or Fuck the Police by NWA, and a lot of these songs actually taking the mainstream because of their controversial nature. For this to come out long before that, it definitely it definitely hits you in a different way. And yet still, that's just a nice little bop that you just listening to, and then you just happen to sing it on your way to, like, the store to go get groceries and shit. Like, it's that kind of song that mesmerizes you, but still give you a very radical story, and also uh uh a lesson of like self defense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I Shot the Sheriff was dope, and also I also included it because of what I mentioned earlier, um, the legendary sketch that kind of made it a mainstream kind of culture when it was talked about on Eddie Murphy's Raw comedy, not comedy
Say the
sketch,
sketch.
but it
Say
was a
the
segment.
sketch.
All right. Well, he was pretty much talking about a lady cheating on her man with a Jamaican dude, and then she was singing "I Shot the Sheriff" when she got back home, and everybody
Hmm.
laughed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So definitely, definitely a legendary song because it is a part of our cultural zeitgeist. But yeah, it was just a bop alone, and I kept going back to it. So yeah, it definitely deserved my number two.
Did you? Side note, sidebar. Did you watch the Eddie doc yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I
That's
haven't
actually
watched it
on my
either.
list.
Yeah, it's on my list too. I was wondering because everybody's saying how good it was.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
some wild. I did read some wild stories that he talked about in that doc. So I'm like,
man,
okay,
it's Eddie Murphy in the '80s. I don't imagine it not to be wild.
right.
He's probably
Both of
like
those,
telling everything.
right. Both of those elements are already crazy. Like Eddie Murphy, and it's the 1980s. Oh my gosh, just so much white stuff. Okay, I digress. But yes, I Shot the Sheriff. It's definitely a great song. Definitely one of the biggest songs off of the album, of course, but so many messages given by the song and how it contributed to, music to this day, despite the fact we don't have a lot of artists
This
that
the
actually
song was
say
so
that this.
amazing, right? This is how amazing the song was. A year later, Eric Clapton redoes it, and it becomes a massive hit.
Oh shit, I remember that.
It was so good, and I actually like his version too. And it was so good. They was like, "Hey, I like this song. I like the sounds. I'm gonna just take this, and then I'm going to yeah, make my own version of it." Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna just I'm gonna just dub this real quick. You know what
I
I'm
do
saying? I
wonder if
mean,
this was the first song about police overreach. Was this the first song
mm,
local government overreach in this capacity? I wonder if this was the first song.
I don't think so. I do think that this is
No.
probably
Yeah.
you know, this is probably the one that really hit the masses. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think
Is
it's
this
the
the
first
first
one.
direct one though? Because I think the first was like Strange Fruit. She's talking about people being lynched, but it's more
Mm,
subverse, isn't it? It's not like
yeah,
direct. This
I
this feels direct.
yeah, I do feel like Strange Fruit is a little bit more submerged. It's sad as shit, but it is submerged, or a little bit, lightened. You know what I'm saying, for performance purposes. But this is way, way more direct because literally the main course is you shooting the sheriff. Like that statement is already controversial. You know what I'm saying? If you had somebody walk into a room and just said that shit, you gonna look at them crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, you already here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are they on your way? Are they coming to get you? Like, what's happening? So I do think that this was far, like, this had to be crazy polarizing when it first came out, just due to the fact that the chorus itself is shooting an officer. Like, fucking insane. You know what I'm saying? You you muted.
Damn it. He shot the sheriff, yo. That's what he
At least
did.
he
He
didn't
shot the
shoot the
fucking sheriff.
deputy.
Mhm. Um, what a classic song that is. Uh, but I didn't shoot the deputy. Great way. My next song, second song. Cause I'm glad you picked that because I knew like Van's probably gonna pick this one, so let me leave this
Oh
alone.
yeah.
I picked Small X.
Oh.
This song, okay, so I already liked it when I heard it, but then when I found out that it was a diss record, I liked it even more.
What?
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
This is a diss record?
So apparently, the hook is if you have a big tree, we are the small axe, sharpened to cut you down, ready to cut you down. First, I thought it was just like um, having confidence in God and trying to overcome tough obstacles, right? Because he says um, to achieve vanity, yeah, yeah, so with the goodness of Jah, adore for something like that. Anyway, somewhere he said that. What was it? These are the words my master keep telling me. Oh, no weak heart shall prosper. So yeah, I thought it was like have faith in God, and David and Goliath s right. I give you the small
Yeah.
X. So that's what I thought it was about.
Yeah.
But when I was getting ready for this, I looked at the lyrics, and the bottom part it says the song was written about Clement Seymour Coxone died, the former producer of the Wailers. The band developed dissatisfaction for him and eventually ended their relationship after he withheld money from the band, often paying them $3 a week, even after multiple number one singles in Jamaica. So remember when I was saying like the label was screwing him over? He was
Yeah.
one of the people that was part of screwing him over, where they was putting out big records in Jamaica, selling 50, 80, 100,000 plus records in Jamaica, but it was not translating, and he was not also like promoting them elsewhere to really like penetrate other markets like he should have. So yeah, it was dope when I found out this is a positive song. It's also like a fuck you. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. That was pretty
I
cool.
didn't know that.
Me
I
either.
didn't
Me
know
either.
that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like this was just a nice little like a nice little bop for me, you know what I'm saying? I did like kind of how the chorus would kind of change, how it will go to different tones in some ways or like different notes. So that was pretty cool, but I didn't know that it was a diss track though. I didn't even know like they were doing that back in the day. Like at least, something so smooth like this. Because once again, I was getting some Monday vibes with this track, even though it's a little bit more based in reggae, you know. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
damn, that's dope as shit.
Yeah.
I also remember them talking about this on that documentary as well, because he had to find some way to kind of break away, and which is why he went to Delaware. You know what I'm saying, to work in a factory. But
Just crazy.
yeah, I know. That's even wilder, yo. That's like, but then again, man, I mean, even to this day, like a lot of artists gotta find some way to, pay the bills while they make their music, while they try to pursue their dreams. You know what I'm saying? It's it sounded crazy because, we know who he became,
Mm-hmm.
eventually. But
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying, they're still doing that shit today. Even with like Doechii, she talked about how she got fired from a job. You know what I'm saying? And then she started working on music.
True. That's a good
Yeah,
point. That's
yeah.
a great point.
Shit. I just wish they get insured, man. God damn, bro. Artists need health insurance like a motherfucker, bro. That's a whole nother issue.
I agree. You need a union to be honest with you, and that's the label should be paying into the union if they
Yep.
paying all the money into it.
Yep. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I've heard that there have been attempts to unionize. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's just like a genre. I know like, the hip hop union has been talked about before in our culture. But like I haven't seen anything that actually, come to fruition. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
music. Because in some ways it's just like how we look at like screenwriting or even video games now, how those are being created and people are kind of like unionizing in some way, which is, very slim to none, you
Mm-hmm.
know? But yeah, man, like I do think that this song definitely reveals kind of the issue with the music industry, especially at this time again. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of artists not getting paid through streaming services fully for their work, which forces them to keep putting more music out. And now with AI actually coming into, the manifest, now a lot of that shit's gonna be created in the AI slot. We might not know. But shit, man, we got to find some way to fight the system. But it's to go back to this song. It's cool to actually hear them fight the system through something so cool and something so smooth. I would have never known that shit. That's dope.
Yeah, man, it was cool to find out. I think it's a cool part about visiting some of these things.
Yeah,
To be like, oh wow, I
yeah,
didn't know that, oh I didn't know that, oh I didn't know that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So like to understand, I mean, it is important to understand kind of like what pushed a lot of these songs because once again, like just listening to them once, you know, it's a nice trip or nice walk to the park. But just breaking them down and understanding like the depth that they have, man, like that's continuously surprising me even as we go through this project. So yeah, man, fucking awesome.
I think you're next.
Yes, damn, are we already at number one? That was quite
We are.
fast.
Yeah.
God damn, that was quite fast. All right, well, I definitely gotta go with burning and looting. Um,
Say it again.
I'm going with burning and looting.
Well, we got the same one. Ain't that something?
Really? Oh
Yeah.
shit! Hell yeah. Okay, nice. That's a nice way to end it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, why do you like burning and looting? What's- you chose the album. It's good to.
All right. So I like Burning and Looting for a number of reasons, right? I think one, um, music is supposed to be the voice of like the rebels or like counterculture. Black music has always been that because you've always been counterculture. We've never been like the main. We never been like we reached pop status, but we're never like the norm. We always been like counterculture. And this song, thinking about what was happening in the '70s and everything around this time, for him to put in this song, we're gonna be burning and looting. This the social commentary on police brutality, talking about drug use, which is so interesting because you hear about Bob and he's talking about like, oh well, he smoke weed, but his belief of Rastafarianism was not about drug use. They didn't see it as a drug, they saw it as a plant. So even in here, he touched on like drug use and how it impacts his community. Just the themes of it. This song reminds me of their version of what's going on, which came out I think 2 years earlier. So I would love to know
Yeah,
how. I wish I was trying to find like an interview where anybody ever asked him some of these questions. There's some really bad interviews about Marley out there where they just ask some stupid ass questions. I would have loved to have known like because before 1971, and he risked his career, Marvin Gaye, for that album when they told him not to make it. What's Going On was a massive hit and it really spoke to what was happening with the black conditions. And I think Burning and Looting feels like Bob is turning what he's seeing happening in Jamaica into music. And I think that is very hard to do. And it is so impressive and he does it so well because you can feel some of his angst through the way he's singing. Like he meant that, man. He meant that. He said, "How much longer we gotta pay the cost before we meet the boss? Like, how much more of this stuff we gotta go through before we have some level of resolution? And we're gonna be burning and looting all night." And I love the play on the words because at first I was like burning and looting, but no, he said we burning and looting, we burning the illusion. What else did he say? We burning all pollution. So I mean, I just thought that was a great way to use it. That the chorus. Yeah, man, I absolutely love this song. Man. This is one of my favorite songs I've ever heard in my life.
he was saying that shit before rappers was saying that shit. Ain't that something?
Facts,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Yeah, like this song is so like again revolutionary because it's direct and is giving you kind of like you said that angst, that anger that a lot of him and his people have faced because of this level of colonization and poverty that's hitting Jamaica, at this time. You know what I'm saying? I really fucking love this song. I mean, of course, it is a more of a protest song in some ways. And I also love the fact that so many other artists carried the torch for this song specifically through their own performances. Specifically for me, I mentioned this in the last episode, going to D'Angelo's performance and him singing this song specifically and doing it with a more rock edge to it. You know what I'm saying? Really giving you that anger that even we were facing at the time. Remember this 2014, I think? It was around the time of Michael Brown. So once again, this song finds a way to reach our cultural zeitgeist in so many other ways, and also the fact that it's just a banger by itself. Like just to throw this in the car, it feels like a trap song in its own way, despite the fact that it is that it is reggae. That it is still melodic, it's still smooth, it's still exotic and foreign, in some ways, but it's still giving you that real ass shit. And that's something that my dad loved reggae for. The fact that like to many other people, it just sounds good. It might make the car shake. It might make you, dance a little bit. But under those lyrics, it's real shit that's happening in your face. And you're getting to know the true side of this country that you may have not heard about unless you looked at a pamphlet. So I really got to say, man, like this is one of my favorite songs off of this, off of this album alone. But I definitely put this in one of my top, lists for Bob Marley songs in general, despite the fact that he has so many great other classics that I listened to growing up. But to actually listen to this one as like a grown man, experience everything that we're experiencing now, and then also see how other artists pay tribute to it at a time where we were also feeling a level of pain. It's just it always finds a way to be in the zeitgeist, despite the fact that some people might see it as polarizing when they actually get to hear the real lyrics. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely number one for me.
It's I was torn though, 'cause I did when I was did want to do Get Up Stand Up. I gotta mention that 'cause I
Yeah,
love that song too.
yeah,
Um, so I was reading one thing I wanted to say. I was reading this, and apparently his mentor was raided, and somebody told him, "Hey, your mentor house was raided, this, that, and the third," and then that inspired him to write the song. Um,
mm,
and I think that's amazing, right? That's what the channel is off into.
yeah,
Um, but overall, I feel like this is one of the songs that's going to be like that can be like that have the timeless aspect to it, because the
yeah,
things that he's talking about are not being addressed, and you still relate to it, and you still hear it, and you still connected to it. I think that's an amazing skill. It is a level of songwriting that we're not used to, and Bob Marley was prophetic with the way
prophetic.
he puts up together the things that he said, and it's just beautiful, man.
Yeah,
I miss having message in the music, and I miss when music was storytelling and like compassionate, and I'm bearing my soul, and I'm giving you parts of myself because I want you to connect with me as a human. And I think the fans, the followers, the things like that have changed it to a popularity contest at times, and you could hear one how the band was on it. Like he made sure that band was like the sound was crisp, the sounds and maybe
yeah,
it was all on the same wavelength. Um, that songwriter was impeccable, and the things they were saying just made it lift it up, and it's beautiful, man. I think Bob Marley. When I went to Jamaica, 20 something,
was it in the 2010s?
2017,
Okay.
17, 15. No, it wasn't 15. Maybe like 2016. You go there, and as a tourist, they just play, you know, all of the fun stuff, the don't worry, do, just be happy, all of those kind of
Yeah, yeah.
things. You hear all of
Every
those
little
things.
thing gonna be all right, type shit.
Yeah, or you put all the happy go lucky stuff, right? And you think you have this impression that, um, he was, just this happy go lucky, cool reggae, ha, Rastafari, cool guy. But no, man, like talk to people who are Rastafarian, they are keenly aware of the challenges in their community by and large. And then listen to Bob Marley when he's talking about what's happening, how people are suffering, oppression, like. And the thing that pisses me off is those touching on those things connects to people in a real way, and then they'll become your fans forever, and you become a
Mm,
legacy artist. And like people are shunning away from it. And I hope with the record labels pulling away from black music the way they are, it allows us to be more honest.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I hope the fact that they are pulling away gives us the freedom and the voice to actually be creative again. You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like we were at a point where we would just we were getting a lot of slop because of the pandemic era. People just kind of making music out of like lack of inspiration, or even at this time we're only it's kind of survival of the fittest. You got to be able to put out a whole marketing campaign before you put out a song, and that song better slap or it ain't gonna hit. Like that idea kind of forces us into a whole bunch of shit that's being put out that might sound good at this moment, but don't really sound timeless. Like burning and burning and looting. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I do wish that there are artists that are out there. I do got to be clear about that because I do come across music that tries to talk about something, even if it's not done in the best way. But it takes time for albums like this to come out. And I guess a lesson that, artists could learn from this album is to take your time and live a life before you actually kind of put something out, because that's when you actually say some shit, whether it's about yourself or about a cause that you give a fuck about, because you actually live that life. You know what I'm saying? So also, I do got to mention the fact that like this song was sampled by a lot of like rap, artists, a lot of rock artists, like the how it's carried on through generations. Aside from the performance that I experienced, is also super dope as well. So yeah, man, there's so many angles of conversation that this song alone has. But I mean that's why it's classic. That's why it is timeless. And you and mine's yours and my number one. You know what I'm saying? So I digress. Oh, you muted.
I had a great point, but I forgot about to say. Damn.
I was talking a lot. It was okay. It was my fault.
Yeah, I can't remember. Damn it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Well,
all
what?
good. It's all good. This album was amazing. I wish we had someone on to talk about it with us. Because I kind of feel like I need someone with more context to really like help me understand
Yeah.
like the powerfulness that is this album.
Yeah.
Um, but I think Bob Marley is amazing, man. And me, he and I also share a birthday, so I'm also a fan of his on
Oh,
his
that's
music.
dope.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I don't play like much gospel in my house, but I do play a lot of reggae in my house. That's like
Yeah.
my spiritual music. It's
Yeah.
very spiritual and beautiful music.
Yeah.
Um, but
It's
yeah,
religious.
that's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This was such a
Um,
great album. Yeah. Um, I definitely loved like going back through this album and
hmm
thoroughly listening to it once again. Being able to learn from what was to come, before a lot of the other songs or artists that will kind of emulate what this album alone created. And just how it was important to the entire genre. Um, this was definitely a classic for
hmm
and an honor to actually go back through and enjoy. And I'm probably gonna throw this on a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I go to the spa and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just throw that shit on. You know what I'm saying? That shit fire. Yeah.
Man, I feel like I could talk about this all day, but we don't have a time for all day. But I gotta. So one thing that we wanted to for the show, one thing we're trying to create is our end of year categories,
Yes.
and
Yes.
we have a we have a list. I'm gonna name what we have on here so far. Tell me what we missing. Tell me what we need to change. All right. So we got lame of the year. You have any nominees come to hand? You have any nominees that come to mind off Friday?
I
Off
mean,
rap?
Drake, come on now. Drake
Was it?
easily.
Is that this year?
I mean, yes, because he lost the
The lawsuit.
lawsuits out of the way this year. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could put both Nicki Minaj and Cardi B in there too, because that that their beef is just getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? But I guess me being a black man, I have no place in that conversation. So I definitely should shut the fuck up. Otherwise, some of their fans gonna pull up to this spot and probably get a little buck. But I digress.
They
Who
be
else?
alright.
Yeah, they be out. Oh shit. Okay. Well, I kind of agree to that too. But yeah. Let me see. Oh, the motherfucking the AI bot that Timberland created. We can also throw Timberland in there too, man,
Oh
because
my god.
he
Good
fucking his
point.
name up this year, man. That motherfucker's there, bro. He really allegedly, 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 he looked like he captured a lot of music from other artists doing this, you know, um, contest, you know what I'm saying, to see, who wants to get signed by Timberland. And they ended up signing an AI bot. And I did listen to that AI bot song, and it's not bad when it comes to the create like how it's made, but it's just not, it doesn't really stand out. You could tell that there's a lot of different
I'm
influences, but it's not authentic at all. Yeah, man, this AI shit is getting crazy. And then also there was an AI artist, I guess programmer that got interviewed like last year. Like, yeah, man,
I'm gonna
it's
keep it a
bad.
buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck because I saw the interview with the black lady who was turning like an R&B singer with AI. I'm not listening to no AI music, yo. Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
nah, man,
We
nah.
have to put that shit in a black box and act like it does not exist. We cannot give it no air. So serious,
Unf-
yo.
Unfortunately, I do think that because people already invested into, like, I know that for me, what's that man's name? Quick King Wallonius. I know that's
Mhm.
probably AI. So
Mhm.
like,
It is.
yeah. So we've kind of already fallen to it because some of it actually slaps, but we got to come to a point where like we put it in its own class. You know what I'm saying, and not compete with shit that's actually made. You know, because what's happening now is that it's going to take over. Like, I don't want it to take over the Billboard, and then what's in the top 100 is some AI slop that's not really authentic. Because you like I hate to say this, but pain sometimes makes the best music. And if we
Mhm.
can get, both pain and pleasure, that
Mhm.
it's authentic on a project and that doesn't sell anymore, that says a lot for like our industry and also where we're going as human beings. Because in some ways, music is the best form of communication. So I really hope that like with these different artists, I mean, hell, there was a country song that was AI that made it to, I think it made Billboard one. It made number one on the Billboard 100. I think, you know, but I did remember watching a package earlier this week that talked about AI's rise in the Billboard chart. So this shit is scary. Actually, fuck all that. Put AI and Timberland in the lame square. I mean, in the lame list. We can put all that shit in there. Sorry, Timberland. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love your music, but you kind of your face
Okay, we can
platform.
add
You know
we
what
we can
I'm
add more. It's just a preliminary list.
saying? Okay.
What you got for legendary? Anything for Legend Award?
Oh,
Legend of the year?
of the year,
Yeah, just
Clips.
ain't that clips.
Come, Clips. Yeah.
I got I,
Yeah.
I got I got Nas.
Mm.
I feel like he gave us a couple great verses, and he did the whole Mass Appeal joint with all of
Yep.
the projects he put out. I think that was very well executed. It
Yeah.
was great to see that when everyone was saying that hip hop was on a decline, 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 that he was able to create a way for these legacy artists to one put out music again, and then two have a sense of relevancy again. I absolutely loved the Slick Rick album. I thought it was great. It was a
Yeah, that shit was
conceptual
dope.
album, had great sounds. It
Yeah.
sounded differently. It was produced all by Idris Elba, so it didn't sound like nothing nobody else. It had different vintages to it. I like that one.
Yeah.
I was meh on the Wu Tang ones, the red one, the red not the red, the Ghost and the Ghost and Ray. Those two
Yeah.
albums, I like the Ghost more than the Ray. I mean the Ray more than the Ghost, but I was happy to see the release. The Big L joint, they took old freestyles, they took some
That shit was
exclusive
dope.
joints, but
Yes.
it flows so well. Royce the Five
Yeah.
Nine actually produced it, exec EP'd it
Really?
with another guy who worked with Big L, but he will
Yeah.
help. He will give the rapper perspective to the producer. It's a great piece, and probably Rolling Stone, and I think Rolling Stone. It's a great piece because Royce lost his voice. He lost his ability to speak because of like some type of brain thing. He couldn't speak during the process. He had trouble speaking, but he was still able to do this using technology and like whatever. So it's a great read if you got time for it. So I think the
Yeah.
Nas thing, the whole Mass Appeal shit was amazing. I think that's an amazing thing. And he was on the Clips album, and he was on all of those other albums. He gave him all the verse, and they're saying he's gonna drop one more album this year. His only album this year with Preem. So I think that's amazing. I think he showed a lot of love, and he uses
Yeah.
platform for a lot of legacy artists, which is very important.
Cause didn't he drop something with Preem either earlier this year or last year? He dropped a single, and I
I
just
think it
thought
was
that
like a
shit was
teaser. It was
recent.
like a teaser. It wasn't the
Yeah.
official one yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
fucking crazy, man. Okay. All right. That's actually a good choice. Cause
Yeah.
Nas did
Yeah.
contribute to hip hop in a big way this year, and
Big
I feel like
massive.
because yeah, and I feel like because a lot of people are worried about hip hop on the Billboard charts, that that took away from what he was actually doing and how he was actually contributing to
Hmm.
our culture. So that's a good call out. I'm gonna go ahead and say Wale. Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and say Wale this year. I
That's a
think
big
that
one.
yeah, yeah, cause like as a artist, I do think Wale is super dope. Some albums I might not be able to get into. Other mixtapes, I'm like, yo, I'm completely on board. And then also some of the things that has happened in the public square has kind of personally made me feel certain ways about him. However, I will say that this year, bro, he had a really good run as an artist, because he just kind of came back on the scene, showed up at the NBA All Star game, had a shoe premiere while he was out there, just kept showing up in different spaces. And with like the whole rollout this year up until his album coming out, him doing stuff around, the DMV, him showing his face around the DMV, even talking to Jadakiss and Fat Joe, you know,
Hmm.
the whole rollout this entire year for this album was special. And for somebody who is from this area to have such a run this year and still kind of be in the shadows while other artists are creating great music and putting out great music, for him to actually have this shine around this time is special. So I'll say Wale. I'll throw Wale in the mix because the album actually is a banger too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I've been listening to it. It honestly gives me, it feels like one of his mixtapes, despite the fact that he's being experimental with the Afro beats and even with the trap. So yeah, I say Wale. He definitely made kind of like a legendary run this year. Even doing a special collaboration with Nike to do Nike boots as well. Like that shit is impressive. Like he's actually working with the fucking brand. And when you look all the way back to like 2006, 2007, 2008, he was the guy that made the song Nike boots, which was kind
Hmm.
of big around this area. So it's
Big one.
everything
Massive.
comes into a circle, man. And I do like the fact that he's actually getting the flowers that he's deserved for a long period of time. Despite the many things that have happened in the past.
I never thought of him as a legend, but I respect you, so it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you
Yeah,
say you never thought he
I
was.
just, I didn't think he was a legend.
I
I
know.
mean,
I'm
it is what
saying
it
this
is.
for this year. This was a legendary run for him.
All right, yeah,
Yeah. Well, I guess that would be biggest moment of the year then. I digress.
maybe we can alter it.
Yeah.
Albums of the albums we love. I don't have a list for that yet. I gotta look at it.
Yeah. I
Albums
need
that we
to.
wanted to love, so disappointed us. Oh, but disappointed albums of the year is kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, let me put this up there. Music biggest moments of the year. I really don't know. Best performance of the year. I got to think about that one. Story of the year. I don't know. Let's take off one.
Clips. You know what I'm saying?
You
But there are
sure?
also, yeah, but there are also other there are other things. I mean, of course, the Billboard, Billboard 100 and hip hop's influence or lack of influence
Mm-hmm.
these years. We can talk about how music is being affected by AI, especially at this time now that companies are fully investing into it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's a story within itself, even though that's taking multiple categories. Um, we could definitely talk shit. D'Angelo, you know what I'm saying? Being
Mm.
dying, you know what I'm saying? And like now how his music is being loved, despite well, D'Angelo got his love when he was still alive. He did get his flowers, but I feel like the world is now trying to know who this artist is. Because for us, he was always kind of like our, the culture's best kept secret, you know? Or if you play Red Dead Redemption, you kind of know who he is, but you don't really know who he is.
That's a fact. You love
So,
that game, which is so interesting to me. I didn't know that.
yo, when I realized I'm playing Red Dead Redemption now, and I did go through that part with his music, bro. It was so good. It was so good, man. And then I was freaking out because it was D'Angelo. I was like, damn, bro. Hell yeah. Contribute, like putting a digital footprint in the game, man. So he'll always live on at least through that game. It's fucking dope. Fucking dope.
Mm.
But yeah, yeah.
All right, we can build this list out. Try to I want to make a Google form sent to everybody, so we'll see. Yo, do you want to talk about what you're listening to?
Yes. Yes,
You
yes,
want to go
yes.
first, or you want me to go first?
Yes, I actually got my list.
All right, let's go.
All right.
I'm put my phone so I can Google anything I don't know that you talk about.
Okay, so I definitely play Wale. I definitely was
Okay,
blasting Wale's
same,
album.
same.
Yeah, it's really good. Um, it's really good. It's the vibes are there. I love the fact that he is, once again being experimental, using the Afro beats and really taking that to another level with his rapping, which is super dope. Belly is one of my favorite tracks off of the album, but Conundrum is fire too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then like when you go later, later down on the later half of the album, that shit is also dope. Really, really good album so far. And I'm going to keep listening to that as well. What else? Belly Gang Cushington. These Streets is yours. I listened to that album. It had a lot of like re-releases of like some of his more popular songs, but
Mm-hmm.
this is like the first full project that I'm getting from Belly Gang Cushington. And it's that shit, yeah, he slaps, bro. Everything that you said about him being like kind of like a reference to the 2000s trap era of music, but still doing it for the modern age. It is
Mm-hmm.
right there, and it sounds so fucking good. And then also I'm throwing him in my next mix as well. So I just man, I heard damn, what's the song with the birds and shit? I don't know. That shit was fire. I
Yeah, the
heard
pigeon joint. Yeah.
yeah, I heard that shit in the car, bro. Kick that motherfucker up to 60 and a 60, just to make sure I'm abiding by the laws. But yes, that shit is
60
fuego.
and a 60, huh?
Hell yeah. Jace, from 2 9. If you don't know who 2 9 is, it is a collective based out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's also where Key came from. If you know who Key is, really good artist. Interviewed him. Check that article out. Um, but Jace himself, he kind of broke off and did his own thing, and he dropped a project with DJ Drama, Gangsta Grills, East Side Sauce. Been listening to that, just getting a little bit more Atlanta, in my system lately because I've been running through people's faces. What else? Oh, Skepta. Ignorance is bliss. Listening
Mm.
to Red Rum with Key. You know what I'm saying? Been blasting that. Of course, because of verses, been blasting Master P, and I've also been blasting Cash Money. But specifically, I've been also going back to UNLV and listening to some of the diss tracks that they made between UNLV and Cash Money. So that was pretty cool.
Mm.
There's a lot of history in New Orleans music scene, as well as like the beef that actually encapsulates the music scene, even though it kind of plays, in the back. But there's a reason why Cash Money and No Limit didn't really make records at the time that they were active. You know what I'm saying? And I'll let you, actually go do your homework and find that out. But yes, I was listening to
Facts.
some Master P, and I was also listening to Cash Money and definitely some UNLV. The bounce scene down there for like hood music, not just the ass shaking music, but the gangster bounce music, bro, that shit is hard. So if you ever
Yeah.
feel like you want
Nah,
to get,
I agree.
yeah, if you ever feel like you want to get froggy with that shit, check it out. Um, I was listening to this artist named Nail. Um, he's
How
from
you
Raider
spell it?
Clan.
Nell? Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah. I know what that is. I know
yeah,
what that is.
he's from Raider Clan, but he dropped in. Well, Raider Clan doesn't exist anymore, of course. But he dropped a new project called Number Nine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's It's
Bad.
all right. Yeah, I gotta go through it again. I will say that it does sound different because he's not trying to use those funk elements or those trill funk elements that made Raider Clan what Raider Clan was. You can kind of see
Mm-hmm.
that he's going in a different direction, but still using kind of like that South Miami trap kind of vibe. But it is different and I'm getting used to it. So I do think I need to play it a couple of times, but he's actually spitting on it. And you could tell that he did put some effort in it, but it does give me what's the name of that fucking movie? It gives me Spring Breakers vibes in some cases.
Damn, yo said that shit is trash, like riff raff.
Nah,
That's
nah,
crazy. Yo said that shit
nah,
sound like riff, the fake riff raff,
nah.
not even
Don't do
real
that.
riff
Don't
raff.
do that. It's not even that. Nah, it's not that bad, but it does give me Spring Breakers vibes for sure. Like especially with the beats. Um, this artist named Shakro. I stumbled across this fire ass song called Arnold Palmer. So I've been blasting that in the car. Let's see. There's a song called Jamal Crawford by this artist named Marco Plus and Boldy James.
Marco
Smooth as
Plus, you're
hell.
killing it right now.
Yo, that I just stumbled across his shit, so I guess I need to listen to more of it because that shit was smooth as hell. The beat itself got me, and then I saw the cover art. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And then Boldy James, he just skated on that motherfucker like he always do. Um, Big
Like
L,
you always
Harlem,
do.
yeah, yeah. Big L, Harlem's finest. You know what I'm saying? Return of the King. Had that shit blasting. Had to get some New York blood in my soul. You know what I'm saying? Joey Fats, blood in my eye. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm surprised. It's dope because Joey Fats always went back and forth with like his sound. Like you could see the southern influence, but you can also see the west coast and northern
Mm-hmm.
influences. It's always been diverse. So this new album also does that, and one of my favorite songs off of it has more of the southern sounds to it. So that's also dope. Um, this other song named 50 Stater by Boofiness. That shit's
Goofiness, I
fire.
never heard that before.
Yeah, bruh. He samples Anita Baker and skates off that shit, but it's
Oh
definitely
wow.
it's definitely some smooth ass YN trap music. And yeah, it's dope though. He
Yo
bends the
said
shit out of that
YN
beat.
trap music is funny.
It's some YN R&B, bro. It's so
That's
dope.
funny.
And then last but not least, I had to blast some Max B since he got released. You know what I'm saying?
Free
This
to
month.
God. Well, Bax is free. Bax is free. He's
Yes,
back with
he
you.
is. The Wavy God is back. Now I haven't listened to his
Mm.
new song because he has been making music. He does have an album coming out, which makes a
Now
lot
listen
of
to that nigga
sense.
new music, yo. I'm waiting for at least 6 months. I'm waiting like
It's
6 months. You gotta get your drill off, bro. I don't want to hear that shit.
yeah.
Shit is trash.
Yeah, man. I listen to it. It's kind of
It's trash,
it
bro.
is wow.
He's gonna
Wow.
be
Did you
nice.
listen to
So
it, sir?
nope, it's nope. But I know it's
No.
trash because I just put it out. So
It's
I've been
fresh out of
listening
jail music.
to Navy Blue. I'm a big Navy Blue fan. I just put out an
Yes.
album called The Sword and The Soaring. I think he makes great music. Meek Mill put out a little EP. Cool EP. Uh, R&B album by Gabriel Jacoby. I'm really enjoying that. Also listening to the Wale album, but listen to like some Peter Tosh. Like I said earlier, listen to this whole Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailers, Dennis Brown, that entire vibe, trying to just get an understanding of it all. I listen to a lot of Wu Tang, everybody in Wu Tang. So all of the Wu Tang, just think about all of their stuff, all their singles, just all of it. Just like a lot of Wu. Oh,
Ooh, dang. Ooh, dang.
what else? Um, Kodak Black album, the new one, just getting started. Played that. Lil Herb by G Herbo, great,
Okay.
great, great. I
Oh
think
yeah.
Herbo's having a great year too. You know, he had that great album where he had that great the raps mixtape that he put out where he just done all those different raps over stuff and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he got this, but Went Legit, which is a big song for him, his biggest song, which went big on radio, which sings a lot. Still listening to some Brown Sugar. Playing
Mm.
Faith Evans' first three albums. Her first three albums are classics in my mind. Faithfully, Faith, and Keep the Faith. Whatever it was. What's the third one?
I'm looking now.
It's called Keep the Faith. Yeah, Keep the Faith.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And Faithfully. I had my order messed up. So yeah, listening to that. She had that 90s run for her was amazing. 90s, early 2000s. She's put out great, great, great R&B. Um, yeah, man. That's some more, man. So it's a lot more. That's the main stuff. Oh, Mexico Joe. I really rock with Mexico Joe. Play
Mm.
Mexico Joe.
Yes.
He put a tape out.
Yes.
Mexico Joe for sure. For sure. For
Yes.
sure. For
I
sure. For
love the
sure. For sure.
I love the fact that he's like actually doing stuff as a rapper now. That's
Me
fire.
too.
And
Me
he's
too.
making his own beats too, like
He
and
is.
like using
And
it
it
for
sound
himself.
like old Atlanta. It's like old Gucci Mane beats.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
old Gucci Mane beats.
The videos are also dope. Like he got like the
Yeah, they
little
are.
TV
I ain't
rating
trying to get
that
back on no martyr. He said, I trying to get back on no martyr.
man
What? You
Martyr.
tripping? What? I ain't getting back on no martyr, nigga. I also love that every song's title is the last word that he used for the bar. So you're trying to figure out when it's coming out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
that is
yeah,
dope.
that's the episode, good people. Vance, anything to plug? I know you just dropped another mix.
Oh yeah, well not yet, not yet. Off the
Oh, my bad. I
dribble.
spoke too soon. Spoke too soon.
Nah, but I gotta put it out anyway before the year is over. Off the dribble 23 is coming out. This year specifically, I think on the 21st. So it's coming very soon. If it's not out now, before this, episode comes out. Definitely check that out. It's on SoundCloud, also Mixcloud. What else? What else? What else? I put another lacrosse video out. I'm putting lacrosse videos out because I play lacrosse. So if you want to see me do that, also check out the Sixes Prize League. You can watch that league live for free
Mm-hmm.
by going to their website, Sixes Prize League. Um, and I think that's it. I think that's it for me, man. Oh, there's an article coming. Well, there's a big spread that's coming out for a certain magazine. So if you see my byline, let your boy know. Leave a comment. Yeah, big. That shit is big for me. So
Mm,
I'm excited about that. Hopefully it comes out this month or next month. Depending on when this episode drops. But
mm-hmm.
if everything goes well, knock on wood, I'll achieve something big by the end of the year. It's gonna be super dope.
That's
So
amazing. That's amazing. I'm happy to hear
yeah,
that.
hell yeah, hell yeah. Hopefully
Happy to
by the
hear that.
next episode I could actually announce it, but let's knock on wood and just hope that it comes out. So
Yeah.
other than that,
So
man, that's it.
yeah, I ain't got shit. Please subscribe, share, listen to the podcast. We do this for fun, but it'd be helpful if more people can listen to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Follow
Yeah.
us. Follow us on all the socials. Thanks for listening, and until next time, peace.
Peace.